Hi, I'm Nandi. I'm a licensed midwife, a trained doula, and a mother of 3. Welcome to my channel. Let's talk about those first life-changing months with baby that can leave new parents overwhelmed and exhausted. You know which ones I'm talking about. It's the 4th trimester. So in this video I'm going to go a little bit in depth of what's going on and how you can get through those life-changing months with a new baby in your house. For around 40 weeks, your baby has known only the security of being inside the womb, and coming out into the world is a very new experience for baby with a lot of new things. In the womb, the baby has been sheltered from muffled from sound and light, and heard the parents' organs and heartbeat all the time, and gotten used to that. And baby's been in water, surrounded in water all the time. And there are a lot of new things that baby experiences once baby is born. So for an example, once baby is born, there's bright lights, even though you might have a calm, kind of dark birth, it's still different for the baby to be out and see things. Sounds are a lot louder. It's not muffled by the water and the layers of muscles and all that in the parent's body. They also feel cold probably for the first time, because in uterus they're warm. It's kept at a certain level of warmth the entire time, so the body temperature is kind of more or less the same all the time. So all these things are very new for baby and are of course kind of like a shock. So if you take that in consideration, it's not strange on how they react once they come out, right? And I'm not talking about the first cry, and I'm not talking about the first moments of life. I'm talking about, like, in general, the first couple of weeks that baby is going through. That it is so many new things at once, and they're having to maneuver that in a different way. They probably also haven't felt hunger before because they've gotten all the nutrients from the umbilical cord. They are pooping for the first time, so feeling the bowels move, and all that is eating for the first time, digesting food. They have swallowed amniotic fluid when they were in uterus, but now they're actually digesting food, and all their digestive organs are starting to function. They're breathing. There's so many things that they haven't done before that they are actually experiencing once they're born. It has become more and more common to talk about the 4th trimester, or the first 3 months of baby's life, as something that is a very special time. And during this time, a lot of changes occur. There's a lot of development for baby, of course. And if you understand a little bit of what the baby's going through, it might be easier for you to adapt and understand. So a lot of parents, new parents, especially if it's their first child, says, but as soon as I put my baby down, my baby cries. And I always remind them, but they don't know how far away you are. Even if you're sitting right next to the baby, they know that when they're not touching your body, then they might not be safe. So they cry for you to pick them up and keep them safe. And most babies want to be carried all the time, and most babies want to be listening to somebody's heartbeat and sleep the best if they're sleeping on another person. And most babies like to, this is something that a lot of people find quite annoying, but a lot of babies like to sleep with the breast in their mouth. And I always say, like when I work in postnatal ward, that this way they know the food isn't going anywhere, so they can sleep at ease. That there are so many things that you have to adapt to. And a way of doing that and kind of adapting is to think about what would it be like in the womb for baby. How can we make this transition as smooth as possible? a lot of skin-to-skin care, so maybe just leaving them in a diaper and having them close to your skin. It can be you, it can be a partner, it can be somebody else that is close in your life, sibling or grandparents, whoever you want. But that closeness, that feeling, the skin, listening to the heartbeat, that usually calms baby down. A lot of babies also like to be in some kind of sling or carrier where they're kind of held tightly and close to the body as well. In Sweden, it's not common to swaddle your children, but I see some benefits with this, especially with the right when they're born. Just imagine that you've been in this tight space for months, and this is all you know, and now you come out into the world and there's all this space, and you're still not really capable of controlling your limbs. So when you're sleeping, you wake yourself up because of your limbs are moving. So the swaddling, or what I do sometimes, I wrap newborns in like a blanket or a towel, a little, like firmly. It doesn't have to be a full-on swaddle, but like that. So there's what's it called? So there's something, when they're moving, there's something that kind of holds their limbs in place. I also like to, when babies are fussy, sometimes I will place, and this is something I learned from working in neonatal care, place their hands on their chest and hold them kind of tightly, and place a hand on their head. Sometimes that helps, or they like just gather arms and legs. That can also calm baby down immensely. So those are some little tricks that you can use. During these first 3 months, baby cries more than they will at any other time in their life. And this is their way to communicate with you. They have no other way to communicate. So don't see the crying as something is wrong. Just try to figure out what your baby is trying to tell you. Try certain things, and eventually you will understand which cry means what and what's going on. There's no way that you can spoil your newborn by carrying them too much, holding them close too much, breastfeeding too much, all those things. That's exactly what they need. That is adapting to their needs. It has nothing to do with spoiling them. So don't be scared to give the baby what it needs. I promise you they will still become an independent person in life. Actually, probably even more so, because they have had so much safety in the beginning of their lives. In the first couple of months of baby's life, they eat a lot, between 8 and 12 times in a 24-hour period. And this will also change over time. In the beginning, their stomach is really, really small, so they can't hold so much food at once, and they digest, if they're breastfed especially, they digest it quite quickly. So don't be stressed by that. Know that it's going to change over time, and it's going to get easier and easier, and probably less and less frequent, the eating. But know that that is normal. In the beginning, it's normal for them to eat a lot, or not a lot, but often. And just, I always say when I work, you can't breastfeed too much. If the baby for some reason has too much breast milk, they will throw up. So you can always offer the breast and see if that is what the baby wants. Sometimes they want to eat, sometimes they just want to eat for comfort, other times they just want to suck a little bit to help them fall asleep. You will get to know your baby and understand what they want. So give it time. This is why these 3 months are, it's like the getting to know each other period. Some parents swear by audio, like white noise, or there are all these things that you can use that simulate heartbeats. Some say the dishwasher or the washing machine or the dryer, or whatever noise. I think that the vacuum cleaner as well. Some people swear by that. You just figure out what your baby likes and doesn't like. I can't tell you what will work, but try to figure out. Try new things. I know that these 3 months are extremely hard especially if it's your first child and they feel like it's never ending and you're worried that you're doing stuff wrong and that you don't understand your baby and will you ever figure it out. But trust me, this too shall pass. And once you're out of that 3-month period, the 4th trimester, a lot of families say that it actually starts getting easier and easier because you've gotten to know your baby, you understand each other better. Baby is more alert, it's easier to communicate with baby, and so on. So this is a very intense period of baby's life, but also as a new parent. But hang in there. Like I said, this too shall pass. Give yourself some grace. Don't be too hard on yourselves, and don't put too big of goals during this time. Just focus on getting to know your baby, understanding your baby, and once you look back on this time, you're going to realize that, wow, you got through it, and all of a sudden you passed it and you didn't even realize it happened. I hope you found this video useful, and if you're not subscribed to my channel, that you will subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Hej då!